cannabis benefit.
Yeah.
My name's Gary Storck. I'm a co-founder of Is My Medicine Legal Yet in Wisconsin Normal and Madison Normal, and I've been trying to lead the efforts on medical cannabis here. And we finally reached the point where we have a bill in action just about to be introduced.
Good.
And I was just talking to Jim Miller earlier, and I hate to steal his thing, but he said, you know, this is the first time it's going to be the Great Midwest Medical Marijuana Harvest Festival. Because we have a bill in play for the first time in 39 years. We actually have a comprehensive medical marijuana bill that would put it in patients' and caregivers' hands. We wouldn't have to wait for the federal government to supply it like the bill that was passed 25 years ago. This would be a comprehensive bill with dispensaries that would change the life of patients in Wisconsin and get us the medicine we need in the forms that work best for us, not whatever we can find on the street. So this is huge, and you know, we have a lot of support in the legislature, but we need more. And we know we have to call. As a good friend of ours, Mary, would say. Mary would have been here tonight. Many of you know her. She's a terminally ill cancer, AIDS, and hepatitis C patient. And me and Mary have, I've done a lot of lobbying in my life, but me and her have probably put on the most quarter miles with anybody as I have with her. And so we've become very close. And she was really looking forward to being here tonight, and she couldn't make it. She's in a hospital ward right now getting some oxygen, and hopefully she'll be back tomorrow. But it's people like Mary why we have to get this done this session, and people like Jacki. We can't wait anymore. Everything is set up. We have a governor who will sign the bill. We have a legislature that will allow the bill through if we can provide the support to get our legislators to do the right thing. And the Jacki Rickert Medical Marijuana Act is about to be introduced by Representative Mark Pocan, Democrat of Madison, and I'm pleased to announce the bill has a Senate lead co-sponsor.
All right.
And Senator John Erpenbach.
Good job.
So that is huge right there. The bill really has a chance having a Senate lead, and that allows more senators to get on and not have to be the lead on it. It makes it easier for them to get some courage. So I think it's really huge, and I'm glad everybody could come out tonight. I thank Broken Arrow for that excellent first set of music, and thanks much. You guys are awesome. And we have a table back there with some of these Jacki Rickert Medical Marijuana Act t-shirts, and we have Jacki Rickert Purple Heart lapel pins, which are on special tonight for $5. We have O'Shaughnessy's, a great California medical cannabis newspaper. We just met the publisher of that in California, and you can pick up a copy of that, and we have some other great items. So, and we have another great band coming up too, the Mark Shanahan Kirby Moeller All-Stars, and I'd like to thank Mark and the All-Stars for coming out again. Mark's been a reliable supporter of this, and he's played at practically every benefit we've had. And at the conclusion, he'll be leading us in the traditional sing-along version of the great song Legal Medicine Blues, which he played guitar on. So before we bring up the All-Stars, I'd like to bring up some other people. Jacki Rickert, unfortunately, is still en route. We hope she's going to show up. We're expecting her at any minute. So she isn't quite here yet, but a dear friend of ours and a fellow member of the Commando Squad, Medical Marijuana Commando Squad, Jim Miller from New Jersey is here, and he'd like to say a few things. It's great to have Jim back. He first came to Harvest Fest in 2003 and missed a couple of years, but he's back this year and been leading the fight in New Jersey, and he's got some words of encouragement for us here in Wisconsin.
All right.
Well, it really is good to be back in Madison. I've always felt more at home here than anywhere else outside my own home state. Everybody always makes me feel very welcome here. I wasn't here last year, and I can't tell you the difference between 2 years ago and now in the opportunity that you have with medical marijuana here. He's not kidding. This really should be the great Midwest Medical Marijuana Harvest Festival for a lot of reasons. They've done the work. Everything's fallen into place. Everything is in place except one thing. You. The people that normally just simply need to make a phone call, do the littlest things, whatever that does or doesn't do to raise awareness on issues, however unimportant that might be. Doing it now is what's going to make a difference or not. If this bill doesn't pass, it's because the people that say they want it actually never did make that phone call. Really, it takes less time to do what everybody needs to do individually than roll a joint. Less time than to make a pot of coffee. People are dying here. Mary's not doing well. I more than anything, for all her efforts, where she knows at the end of her life she wants to leave something for people. And she knows that the sicker she gets, the stronger she gets as an advocate. And she's done so much groundwork for you all, and not so much you're all taking part by being here at a fundraiser. More throughout the rest of the weekend, I will be telling others that couldn't make it here or didn't, that this is all that's missing. Jacki deserves your help. Mary deserves your help, and you all know it. So it goes beyond even coming to the fundraiser. You all need to get in touch with your assembly representatives and your senator, and you need to make them work. You need to thank them if they support it. You need to push them if they're sitting on the fence, and if they're against it, you need to ask them why and what do you base your opinion on. Make them work. You got them running, but you can't stop there and wave at them like they're just going away. You got to chase them down, and you got to dog them, and you got to make it. You got to do 1/10 of what Mary does. You got to do 1/100th of what she's done. You got to back her up. I've known Jacki Rickert since 1997. I've known Gary since 1999. And there's a story I want to relate real quick. Something we went through. And I'll tell you why at the end, why I'm telling you about this. In 1999, 2000, a year after I got arrested for laying my seriously disabled wife, the late great Cheryl Miller, into Congressman Bob Barr's doorway with a message: if you want to walk all over medical marijuana patients, you can start with me. Gary and Jacki backed us up. They sat there with us. We took over that doorway, we took over the office, and we forced the issue. For the trouble, I got arrested. I was banned from Capitol Hill for 6 months, and it was fun. We were back, Gary, maybe 9-10 months later, and we were at Congresswoman Tammy Baldwin's office to say hi, thank her for her support, which happened to be right below Congressman Bob Barr's office. So the commando squad went back up to Bob Barr's office to get a picture taken. And as the picture was taken by a messenger, wouldn't you know it, somebody walked into that door, nobody else in the hallway. And he kind of scoffed at us, and I said, that's right, we're back. And we left the building. Cheryl laying back in her wheelchair, only able to move her head. Jacki being pushed by Gary. We left the building. Capitol Police came out, 8 of them, and said, hold it right there. They got a complaint. They wanted to see if I was allowed on Capitol Hill. They wanted to roust us. And why I'm telling you that is, when they asked us for ID and social security number, when they got to Gary Storck, this is before 9/11. They said your ID, showed him ID, and he said, I'm not giving you my social security number. I don't have to do that. You shouldn't even be asking me. And they said, well, I'm sorry, sir, that's correct. I thought, wow, I didn't know that. Why'd you let him give me mine, you know? And then I realized these were the same police that had put Cheryl back in her chair improperly, and I started interrogating them while they waited for my information to come back. Were you here last year? They were like Buckingham Palace guards not moving while we had them right where we wanted them. Now to the people coming in and out of office, they knew who was in trouble. It wasn't us, the ones that were stopped, it was them. The tables were turned. The reason I'm telling you this is I found out that day, trouble is a state of mind. You can't be in trouble for smoking marijuana. I smoke marijuana, and I'm never going to be in trouble for it. I might get fined for it. I might get sanctions against me for it, but I'm never going to get in trouble for smoking marijuana because that's a state of mind. It's like Bob Marley said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. That's the truth. And you all have to do that. You got to free yourselves up to do what you need to do, to back up Mary, to back up Jacki and Gary and everybody else that's doing work, and I'm real happy to help you do it in any way I can while I'm here. Good to see you all.